Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. My name is Edward. Boom. Lighting seems bright today. Okay, well, anyway, good morning. My name is Edward Bevilacqua. Today is Thursday, January 22nd, 2025. We are almost down to 1 week left in the month. Wow. Crazy. Yesterday was our wraparound and we got it done. It's unfortunately getting harder and harder to get the people there who need the help the most. We're getting more volunteers, more agencies coming in, and fewer people. Not good. Not good. It's school tonight, class number 3. Nobody cares about that. So let's talk about where we're at, why we're here. So this is Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help our students and interested people on their journey through this life. And our main textbook for that is this, the State Pen workbook, which will be updated and revised soon. And then, of course, what did Jesus actually say? What did Jesus actually say? That was weird. Which we work on the weekends. So let's get right into it. Today's theme is the big splash. What? What is the big splash? We'll learn about that from Seth Godin. Advice from an 80-year-old. Have a grateful heart and be quick to acknowledge those who helped you. Right. Let's look at Seth Godin. The big splash. 42 years ago, Apple's 1984 ad ran on the Super Bowl. Once. It's generally considered the most effective ad of its kind, creating a legend and also a trap. Was this ad the reason the Mac is still around? Or was it Regis McKenna's work in getting Steve on the cover of more than 20 magazines the month it launched? After all, they say that getting the word out is the key to marketing. That's not what did it. It was Guy Kawasaki's tireless year of evangelizing the platform to software developers, creating an ecosystem that made the Mac useful from the start. And it was Susan Care's and Bill Atkinson's unreasonable standards that made the experience of using the Mac unlike its alternatives, an advantage that has lasted half a century. Hype is a trap. Better is better. Better is better. Maybe that should have been the themo memo. Better is better. In fact, we'll change that right now. Right now. Okay, cool. All right, so where are we? We are in week 4, day 4, 44. Week 4, day 4 of our 4-week neuroscience-oriented approach to success. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we start all over again. So just as a refresher, a reminder, week 4 is where we're putting it all together. This is the build. Every week builds on the week before that. And this is the 4th week. So this is the top, and we're getting to the top of the pyramid. And we're learning about pragmatic leadership. Pragmatic leadership. We started the week with crisis leadership, Nancy Kane. Then we went to pure leadership with Michael Sugra, rest in peace. Everything's going right. The two extremes, but mostly it is in the middle. It's not crisis and it's not pure. It is the things of daily life, the ups and downs of daily life. And our focus on that is Ignatius of Loyola, who is a man after our own heart, started from a good family that had land but no money, old family, old Spanish family, Basque region of Spain. And he was the 13th kid or the 12th kid. He was way down there. And in those days, under primogeniture, the oldest son takes all. He would get nothing, but the opportunities in the military were there. If you were from a good family, then you could go off to the court of Isabel and Ferdinand and learn to be a courtier and a soldier. That's what he did. He was good at both because of his position in the court and his family. He thought the law didn't really apply to him, that he would be something like an Ubermensch, and was a kind of a scoundrel. Got arrested, do the things that people did, rape, fighting, brawling, things like that. All right, and got in trouble a couple times, used some kind of sharp tactics to get out of it. But he was a good soldier. He made money, collected booty, kicked it up. So he was a good, by the standards of the time, he was somebody that was good to be liked. And then one day at the Battle of Pamplona, he's about almost 30. The Spaniards want to surrender to the French. He rallies them and says, "We are not going to surrender. All for one and one for all." And soon thereafter gets hit in the legs with a cannonball, smashing his, I think, left shin. Shortly thereafter, the Spanish surrender, the French taking pity, well, not pity, acknowledging his bravery, decided to escort him or carry him home on a litter. By the time he got back to the family estate, guess what? His leg had set badly, crooked. So we had them break it. Got a fever, almost died. Then, after they did that, there was a bone sticking out in the front of his shin, and it was, oh, hell no. I can't wear stockings and have this bone sticking out of my leg and be shorter. So you got to saw it off, break it again, saw it off. And we got to do it. So he did it. He had a long recovery of stretching out his leg. And unfortunately, back then, they did not have Xbox, things like that. They only had 2 books in the house, The Life of the Saints and The Life of Christ. So he spent his days living in the past, talking to the family any visitors about his past stories, past this, past adventures, talking about the past. It's a good thing he didn't have a cell phone or a phone. Talking about the past, reliving the past, viewing the future through the lens of the past. And the more he did that, the less exciting it became. And he described it as being like desiccated, dried out. Then he would be forced to either lay there or start reading these books. So he read the books, and the more he read the books, the more interested he became. And the more he talked about and talked about the past, imagined the future based upon the past, the less appealing it became to him. And then there was a point of, what do I do? What do I do? So the past, value of the past, the good feelings associated with the past going down, and positive feelings of a different type of life got him feeling better. So he started concocting a plan, and that was to be a soldier for Mary, to do adventures in the name of Jesus. And his brother, his oldest brother, who inherited everything, is like, no, Inigo, Iñaki, stay. You can live here. You don't have to worry about anything. However, probably telling his wife, but I really think he should go because he's not like us. He's not a man of the land. So he goes. He leaves with his stuff, riding a burro, riding along, heading to a church where he's going to give his devotions, do his version of my change. I'm putting on the altar my armor and my sword and my past, and putting my past on the altar, and I'm going to move forward as a different person. On the way, he catches up to a Moor, Muslim, and they're talking. And the Moor is telling him that Mary was not a virgin, and he's getting mad. His old self is coming out. He's getting mad. And he decides, I think should kill this guy. Because that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a soldier for Christ, for Mary. And he's speaking really wrong, badly. But should I do that? I really shouldn't do that. I'm going to be giving up my weapons, my armor, all of my stuff, my past. I'm not going to fight with swords. Yeah, but he's really getting me mad. He's provoking me. And this is a guy who's not really religious. His religion is from these two books, very limited and shallow. So he decides, I'm going to let the donkey decide. There's a fork in the road coming, and if the donkey goes with him, follows his horse, I will kill him. If the donkey goes the other way, I will decide. So as he approached, fork in the road, he dropped the reins, probably closed his eyes, and waited. And the rest is history, as they say. The donkey went the other way. He went off to the church, was on his knees all night praying, put his stuff on the sword, traded his nice clothes for beggar clothes, and went off into the countryside, down by the river Cardener River, where he spent the better part of a year praying for enlightenment, praying for, I'm here, now what? Show me, tell me what to do. I'm here. At night, scourging himself for the crimes he had committed, the wrongs he had done during the day, and he had a journal he could write, so he was writing his thoughts, stuff like that. Came up with some spiritual exercises to do: prayer, daily prayer, begging for money, not taking care of himself physically, mentally going down, because he's basically isolating, living in a cave, eating poorly, having a lot of guilt, trying to get rid of the guilt, praying, asking, please, I'm here, show me, what do you want me to do? Very intense mental stuff, which a therapist would describe as he's having a breakdown, probably depressed, whatever. And then one day he has his, I don't know, say breakdown, breakthrough, but has a vision, which in his autobiography he doesn't describe well, but it was the most wonderful thing he had seen as he's sitting by the Cardinal River. And at that point, something did happen, because at that point his life changes, it turns around, goes another direction. And he's mentally clawing his way back to community with people. And he starts talking of what he learned, which is that God is in all things, which was a radical view at the time. God is in all things. God is not all things. God is in all things. The presence of God is in all things. That little piece of wood there, that little branch, God is in that branch. God is in all things. It needs to be, God's presence needs to be nurtured. So he's out now telling, spreading the news. He's evangelizing the news. You don't have to depend upon the priest to tell you stuff. It doesn't work that way. God is in all things. The presence of God is in all things. It needs to be nurtured. It could be a smoldering ember, but it's still there in the worst people. Well, the Inquisition catches up with him. Hey, pal, what are you doing? What is your authority for doing this? Well, fortunately, he was from a good family. He was a war hero, and they didn't want to just kill him, burn him at the stake. So they made a deal. If you want to go do this stuff, you need to get a proper education, starting with Latin. So he had to go back to school with kids learning Latin. So he's in his early 30s, and he's sitting in 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, whatever, learning Latin. And then after that, he gets to go away to college, goes to Salamanca, and let's see, the other one I think starts with an A. Ran into trouble with the authorities again, too excited about stuff, and decides, I got to get out of Spain because these people are ignorant and the cops don't like me. So he hightails it to France, goes to the University of Paris, where he meets his two first followers, Francis Xavier and Peter Faber. Younger guys, Spanish guys, also from good families. He's maybe 10 years older than them, and he's experienced the world, so they kind of admire him. And wow, man, this guy's everything. He's really done stuff. And he starts teaching them the spiritual exercises. They love it. They bring in more people. They start helping people. They have a bigger mission, and voila, almost 500 years later, over 100, almost 130 universities, a lot more high schools. I don't know if they have any elementary schools, probably. schools all over the world, the largest institution, 28 universities in the United States. The most are in India. We're running out of time. And the bottom line is if he could do what he did, we can do something. Each of us can do something. With that, we'll say, and cut.